And I would encourage other people, you have a story to tell. Tell it. Hi everyone, my name is Nïa Obötette, and I am an author, cyclist, swimmer, runner, enthusiast. I am Nïa Obötette. So Milwaukee is very unique because we have access to Lake Michigan, and with access to Lake Michigan means trails, means boating, means a lot of things that for city life you may or may not have access. You know, Chicago's a big city, they have Lake Michigan as well, but you know, with Milwaukee having a smaller population, you really have a lot of access to trails and the lakefront or anything that you can do on the lake, which is really nice. And I think that makes Milwaukee a little unique in that capacity. And I think that it's a fairly clean city, and it's okay to get around, but I think what you find here, and people are often surprised, they are Black people in Milwaukee. Hello. You know, Milwaukee is definitely a place that would be nice to visit, and that I have called home and have found and met some amazing people here in Milwaukee. Cycling found me in a way that I wanted to challenge myself, to challenge my being athletic and getting outdoors more. And I came across a $40 bike at Goodwill, and I bought it. It cost me $60 to get it tuned up, but I had a bike, and it was my way to get outside and take on more miles. Running can be a little hard on you, and so cycling became a way to get out and explore more and to challenge myself physically. First came running, hands down. Started running. One of my coworkers had passed away out of the blue, just completely living his life, and next day had passed away. And when I went to his memorial, I saw that he was a runner and that he had ran the Chicago Marathon, and it inspired me to want to run. And so I started running. Running was the first thing, and just wanted to get out. And so I found an organization, Black Girls Do Run, Milwaukee, and I started running with them, and a couple of seasons with them, and came across someone telling me about triathlons. And you know, I've been running for a while, I've been biking for a while, and although I didn't know how to swim, I thought this could be a really good challenge. And so I decided I was going to do my first triathlon. I wouldn't consider myself a swimmer. I considered myself a floater. I knew how to float on my back. And so during my first triathlon, that's what I did. And when I completed it, I felt I could do better. My times could be better, and my skill could improve. So I started taking lessons. I used to really enjoy running. And then bicycling, of course, became my next favorite. But I gotta say, swimming now, I really enjoy it. except getting into cold water. That's the only downside about swimming and getting into a pool. It's so funny how it switched. Before it was running, cycling, and swimming. Now it's swimming, cycling, and running. So yeah, that's the one I like the most now. I'm really enjoying swimming. Although with COVID, it's really hard to get. I miss it. I was part of the original start of Black Girls Do Bike Milwaukee. There were two ladies, Tonya and Jessica, who had, I believe I'd known them through Black Girls Do Run, some type of athletics, you know, we were doing together, and they had mentioned that they wanted to start Black Girls Do Bike Milwaukee. And so I was there at the first meeting of Black Girls Do Bike Milwaukee. There are amazing groups now that allow you to be comfortable in your skin and get out and be active. So groups like Black Girls Do Bike, it's a safe environment for you to learn the skill, see other people out there, you know, cycling. Black Girls Do Run is a safe environment for ladies to get out and run. And then you have Black Triathlete Association on Facebook. It's also safe environments for you to see other minorities, particularly blacks, getting out there, being triathletes, getting out there swimming. It's definitely amazing when you see someone that looks like you getting out and being active and doing all these amazing things that some people say we don't do or can't do. And here they are achieving these distances on their feet, on their bike, or in the pool. It's really quite amazing. My favorite thing about Black Girls Do Bike is the ability to network with people who have a common interest as you. And I have truly met some wonderful ladies through Black Girls Do Bike. Professional ladies like myself who are juggling life, work, being active, and meeting them and going out and riding and talking to them and learning about their life has truly been a blessing in my own life. And I've really met some lifetime friends through Black Girls Do Bike. So it's more than just getting out and riding your bike. It's also a good way to network and meet ladies who have a common interest as you. I think it is very empowering particularly when we're out on our Black Girls Do Bike gear. What I like about Monica and what has always drawn me to Black Girls Do Bike is the first jersey she made. That thing was hot, man. The radiant color one, man, I bought that. That was like that might have been my first cycling jersey, Monica. Really, because that one was hot. And a lot of her designs I really enjoy them. And so riding around in this cute gear, this is Black Girls Do Bike, really empowers you as a cyclist. And then to meet ladies that look like you, that have the same interests, and you're all out riding in that same gear is dope. And then you layer on the fact that we have these national meetups where ladies from different states, from different cities, from different backgrounds and different skill levels are connecting and growing and knowing someone else from another city, that if you ever go visit, you just bring your bike with you, girl, and you got somebody to ride with. That is amazing. And that, I would say, is best part of Black Girls Do Bike. So I really like triathlons, particularly sprint triathlons. You have varying distances, just like you have distances in running. I like the sprint triathlons because, you know, you can train for them easily. They're really made for beginners, and it challenges you in a way, different muscle groups, and it keeps me alert and not bored, right? You have 3 different sports that you're attempting to improve. So every time I do a triathlon, I'm looking to say, all right, how's my run time? How's my cycling time? How's my swim time? And just seeing if I'm improving and finding ways to improve. And what's funny is, yes, because there are 3 sports. When I first started, my run I was doing really good in running, and now in my 8th season as a triathlete, swimming is probably my better time. But once again, you're not bored with it. It challenges different muscle groups, and sprint triathlons are really, I believe, made for people who are beginners or, you know, weekend warriors. And it takes training, of course, but not nearly as much training. So that's why I like triathlons. The experience of riding with my dad has really been a blessing, to say the least. Mainly because he's in his 60s, and he has always had an interest in biking and cycling. And you know, as a professional man, he put it down for a while and chose to pick it back up. And for us to have that common interest, and for me to be able to call him and say, all right, Dad, we're going to hit this trail. So we've been exploring trails that he has never been on together. We have taken cycling vacations together. I've been able to hip him on some of the new jerseys. He looks really good in our Black Girls Do Bike support jersey. Yes, and he wears it faithfully. And in addition, he was first riding on his, he recently purchased an electric bike, and so now he's able to do more miles by himself, and that's been tremendously exciting. And because we've been doing some cycling and traveling, he's been able to meet other people who are his age, other Black men his age, who are also into cycling. And that's a wonderful thing, to be able to connect with someone that looks like you and has a similar interest and has a similar background that you can relate to. So it has been truly a blessing to shout out to my daddy, hey, to be able to get out on the bike with him. It really has been very rewarding. I am a triathlete. It wasn't just one thing. Like, people are like, what's one thing? It's not just one thing. It was a combination of a couple of things. One, being a triathlete, wanting to encourage people to get out and try the sport, particularly those who are younger, my niece, for example. And when I went to search for a book about being a triathlete, there are a lot of how-tos out there. There are a lot of people's life story, but I was really looking for a children's book. And I wanted something, I wanted a book that what she could relate to, the character that looked like her, that I would want to relate to as a young girl growing up. And so I couldn't find one. And then when I saw the statistics on children's books, those statistics were really saddening. That the statistics on minority children's books, in comparison to children's books that include ghosts and goblins and dogs and other animals, minority books are way below that. I mean, you combine books for African Americans, Hispanics, all together, and the other category. Nothing wrong with being a ghost or goblin or a dog or anything like that. Nothing against it. But if we want our children to be able to relate to themselves in books and see themselves in books, we need books with characters that look like them. So seeing the statistics on children's books and going out there not seeing something that I would want to give to my niece to encourage her, it led me to writing a children's book. Being an author, I think that's even strange for me to say, right? It's new for me, the thought that I'm published someplace, that you can Google and find my material someplace. That is really humbling, and I don't think it's quite sunk in. Matter of fact, I'm getting a little teary-eyed as I think about it, because my goal was to produce something, yes, that would encourage people, and now producing something and seeing the impact that it has had on people already, just seeing my character come to life and the story come to life. That process as an author, as an artist, or seeing that vision, whatever it is that you're pursuing, seeing that vision come to life, and especially in print, there is something both humbling and empowering about that I still haven't quite reconciled, but I'm really amazed and a little overwhelmed by just the support that you have when you follow a path and a dream and see that other people are engaging in that dream and that interest, and seeing that what you produced has an interest with other people. It's no different than Black Girls Who Bike, and seeing it grow from one city to the next city to the next city, and seeing all these ladies come together when we have our meetups and we get together, and that is a beautiful thing. And to be an author and produce something that can encourage and impact people, being able to have a book and seeing a person that looks like you, it was important to me. And as an author, I'm an author, y'all. Shout out to all the authors. And I would encourage other people, you have a story to tell. Tell it. And we need more books of color for our children. So if you have a story, it's time for you to become an author too. I'm actually working on my second book, and I have a third in the works. I really think there's a market out there for books of African American, showing African American characters in athletics. Everyone doesn't have to do basketball or football or soccer. There are other sports out there that minorities are doing. And I think our children need to see themselves in books and in that capacity. So I've written to others. I'm just working through my illustrators. And my hope is maybe before the year out, we'll get the first one at least started, and then the second one or the third one come next year. So we'll see. We're gonna try to turn out the next one really quickly, and then the third one. They're all written. I'm just getting them edited and so forth, and getting our illustrators lined up. And so they'll probably just kind of be this series of books showing characters that are African American characters in certain sports that you wouldn't see, like dragon boat racing. Hey, your girl is a dragon boat racer. I have a paddle and everything, and it truly is a workout. And oftentimes I'll say to people, like, what is that? Well, it's when a bunch of people are on a boat that looks like a dragon on the top, and you beat a drum and you race. And there are exciting stories, you know. Beginner, start. If it is like me, going and getting your $40 Goodwill bike, and that's the best you can do, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a $40 Goodwill bike. Get your helmet and just get out and cycle around the block. Expand your horizons. You know, because you're in Milwaukee, hit the lakefront. Buy some new gear. That always helps me get out when I got some cute new gear. Yeah. But start. Get off the couch. Make a plan to get out. And if you don't know what bike to buy, go on the bike shop. Inquire. They're there to help you figure out what type of bike, what size bike. And you don't have to buy the most fanciest and most expensive. Don't start there. Just start with a basic bike that you can get out and enjoy cycling with. And if you find that you're putting more miles on it, then you can upgrade it. Because bikes are always, it's been really popular since COVID. Most of the bike shops have really been busy. So that tells you that there's something to it. You know, even in a pandemic, people are getting out on their bikes. So as a beginner, start.